sir, tell me.
Yeah. In this organization model, create and merge organization hierarchy. This is for shipper scenario where in the ECC, if the organization structure is there to directly map, do we use this or?
Yeah, correct. This is for shipper scenario.
Okay. This you will be telling later, right?
Yeah, correct. I will tell later, no problem.
Okay. This. When I'm creating incorporates, this is in the same position, incorporates position.
No, you have to choose inline supervisor of.
Inline supervisor, this is to create the hierarchy. That is one, that is fine. How about this option, incorporates?
No, this position is only for business partners. Okay, if you want to assign any business partners, you can use this position.
Already we are having in the organizational data, already we are having that, right?
What organization data? No, this organization data is fine. But if you want to create a business partner as an organization, then you have to use a position.
Business partner has? No, what my doubt is.
See, for example.
Yes, please continue. In organizational data, already business partner is there who is responsible for taking up activities for that part.
You are assigning one business partner to the organization structure. So in that case, you will be assigning this.
Okay.
Okay. So, but in case if you have a business partner to be created as an organization, for example, if in customer scenario, your customer is also acting as a one organization. So then in that case, the business partner and the organization both are same. Then you will create a position.
Okay.
Okay. Normally, it will be only for only for a specific scenarios where the customer is also acting as an organization. It's a group basically.
Okay. And this corporate is mandatory thing is to create or it is optional?
Which one?
Corporate. I have created one.
The corporate company, that is the hierarchy. So first of all, you have to create a corporate, then company, then sales organization, purchase organization.
I'm asking corporate is mandatory or not?
No, it's not a mandatory.
Not mandatory, right? I have read in help.sap.com, there it is given as optional.
Yeah, it's optional only.
Okay. I have one more defect. I have written over it. And during this freight order creation, service level on option is there. This is the freight order I have created.
Okay.
Yes, service level.
This is nothing but your shipping conditions. In SD, you have shipping conditions. The same thing here.
Okay. This we will create in TM or we'll get it from ECC.
Now, a forwarding order is not related to ECC. Whatever you are reading here is specifically for TM. In
Okay.
case if it is coming from R3, then it automatically coming as shipping conditions.
So these are the standard available 1010203.
Yeah, these are the standard shipping conditions, or you can say service level codes.
If I want to customize this, is there any other option?
Yeah, it is there in the configuration.
Mhm. Deviating address in the business partners. Deviating address.
Deviating addresses, if your business partner correspondence and office address is something different, then you will just check this deviating address. He is having a multiple addresses. If you go for BP, just go to BP,
BP.
transaction code BP.
TM. BP.
Yeah, so here you will be seeing so many addresses will be there for the business partner.
Okay.
Just choose carrier, open here, go to open. There is open button is there, right? Yeah, next one, next to the group.
Okay.
You put carrier CRR IR 1.
C.
Carrier 1. CARR IER 1.
Given that one.
Put space after carrier, put space 1. Yeah.
Here.
Okay, so here you see, yeah, here you can see address for you. So here you can maintain is so many other kinds of variety of addresses like customer address, permanent address. Okay, so many addresses you can maintain. So if you say the permanent address is different than the correspondence address, then system will allow you to change the debiting address.
And Santosh, one more doubt. These forwarding orders and all, these will number ranges and these will all these will save under any tables like in sales order will be saving in standard tables VBAK like that.
Yeah, the tables will be something different here. It will be not normal tables, it will be WebDAM tables.
Sorry.
Okay, it will always start with slash
Uh-huh.
WebDAM pros table, slash SCP, SCM, like that it will be stable. You can go to SC16, I will tell you in this.
Slash SCM. Santosh. Santosh.
Hello. Hello, Prasad. Can you hear now?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So where are you? You got those tables?
Table.
A table. Okay. You just put slash SCM TMS.
All table starts with this.
SCM. Just start. Put star. Yeah. So all your TMS tables will start like this.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, even your within the tables also the same thing will be there in the uh, programs also will be starting like this only.
Okay. Mm. Fine.
Okay.
Yeah. We can carry out with the session.
Okay. Just make me presenter. I will share.
తెలుగా మీరు?
One second.
సంతోష్.
Yeah, started sharing. Can you see?
Yes.
Okay. So yesterday we were discussing about the forwarding order creation. So we created the document type, right? Forwarding document type we created, and we tried to add the business partners and, for example, 61. No? What is the number? Do you remember yesterday number? 21. No? What is the number? 413. Okay. So this is a document what we created. So the document type and the date of creation, everything will come. So here important thing or important entries that what we have to think, not this one. One second. Do you remember what is the document we created yesterday?
Yesterday I didn't remember. Can I give the forwarding order which I have created?
Yeah, no problem. One second, I will try to find out. So 139.
Sorry.
Okay, so in the general data, you will find out, you have to see what is the document type, forwarding order type. Okay, and your sales organization is mandatory. and when it was created, it will come. Okay, Incoterms and all, it will come only when you have a shipper scenario, or else it will not be there. Forwarding agreement will come in case of your transportation charge calculation management. Okay, so we have seen the traffic direction, transportation mode, okay, shipping types. So moment type you will see later.
Okay.
So we have entered the items. So PRD is automatically coming. So this is a product. Okay, and in the locations we are going to enter what is your source and what is the destination. Okay, so what is the source location from where the goods are moving, and what is the destination location. If you come to the stages here, now see in the stages, why it is showing only four stages? Okay, I think the stages configuration is not done. Okay, I will come later. So now the next part is in the configuration. So for the forwarding order management, just click on the forwarding order. We have seen the number ranges and we have seen the item types. Okay, so now we will go with stage types. Okay. So what are these stage steps? As I said, there are 5 stages. Normally, every forwarding order or every transportation should go with 1 to 5 stages. So these are the standard. So if you see here, 01 is a pickup, pre-carriage, main carriage, on carriage, and delivery. These 5 will be there. If you take any scenario, any transportation, based on your stage types or based on the forwarding order type and the moment type, the stage steps will be determined. In standard, we have this 5 stages: 01, 02, 03, 04, 05. So pickup is from the customer, from the shipper plant to the next CFS. Pre-carriages from CFS to the port. Main carriages from port of destination, port of departure to the port of destination. On carriages from the port of destination to the next CFS. So then delivery is from the CFS to the customer place. So these are the 5 main stages what SAP has provided, standard stages. If you want anything other than this, then you have to configure based on the stage profile. Okay. So movement types are like we have a door-to-door, CFS to CFS. Based on the type of movement only, your stages will be determined. If you say door-to-door, that means from the pickup door to delivery door. If you say CFS to CFS, that means from the after the pickup, the next stop is the CFS. So that means it is only starting from the pre-carriage till the on carriage.
Then
So
only
it is
3
ignoring
stages.
the
In this case, only
4 will.
4. 3 stages only,
Yeah,
right?
it is pickup. No, it's a CFS to port, port to port, port to CFS.
CFS to port, port to port, port to CFS.
Okay.
Okay.
Some cases it is CFS to port will also be there. Okay. So these are all. So based on your thing, you have to define. So once the movement type is defined, next is you are assigning the stage types to the movement type. So if you say door to door, so let's say for example you create a door to door. See here door to door. So in the door to door, you are saying 1 stage, 2 stage, 3 stage, 4 stage, 5 stage. If you say DTD, so that means all the 5 stages are required. So these are all 5 stages system will determine. If you say door to door, if you say CFS to CFS or C to C, see here C to C is only 3 stages are there. So that means it's a pre-carriage, on main carriage and on carriage. C to D is there will be 4 stages: CFS to port, port to port, and
Port to CFS, CFS.
port to CFS, then CFS to delivery. Okay, 5 stages will be there. So this depends on your number of stages. So now you are assigning the low transportation modes. Yeah, tell me.
In the previous config, remaining, can you go to previous?
Yeah.
Assign stage types to movement types. What is the stage TP whoosh?
Which stage?
This remaining
This one,
remaining all.
This
This is just first one is moment type, second one is sequence of stage type.
stage type is nothing but it's a 0102.
Yes.
It's a pre-carriage, main carriage
Correct.
to define there.
After that, this stage.
This is a description. It says whether it should occur or not occur. It's optional in the sense either it can occur or not. And if you say n, it must be there.
Mm. And some determination rule also there, I guess. Set rule, determination rule.
Yeah, this is, if you don't say this, then automatically it will come here. So you are saying that it is not relevant for planning and it is relevant for planning. Like this, you will be mentioning. But this we will discuss at the time planning. So at this point of time, it is not required to remember. It will be more. Okay. It's a definition rule and it's settlement rule.
Mm.
These two again will come later.
Stage proposal.
This proposal, you are just saying this first. This rule should be automatically proposed like a default rule.
Mm.
So allowed transportation modes is, if you say stage type is 01, so within the 01 you will be saying road transportation will be there, rail transportation will be there, truck, everything is there. So these are the modes of transportation. So for this stage type, if system is, you have to maintain what are the allowed transportation. So that means if you are using a 01, so there is no inland waterways and there is no airways, because obviously the pickup is you directly cannot create anything from pickup, right? So pickup location, you cannot go with the air.
This won't be
right. So that means for the pickup it should be, yeah.
Yeah, this won't be.
No, what I'm trying to say is for the pickup.
Yeah, you just carry.
Yeah, automatically you are saying that these are the only. These are the allowed transportations. So rail, road, sea are okay, but air and inland waterways are not permitted. Why? Because if you say air, it will be there only placed on only at some places where the airplane or the air carrier will be starting. Okay, so that's why air is not feasible on the pickup location. In the same way, for delivery location also the air will not be there. But here if you say 03, that's main carriage, air will be there. Okay, and again the track, again for the track also there is no ocean and there is no sea. Okay, then define shipping types. So here you are defining the shipping types, less than container load or full container load. So if you say you're less than container load, that means you are just telling the system this is what are the modes of transports which are allowed. It's a less than container load, right? So it will be road. If it is a less than truckload, 17 is less than truckload, so that's why it is assigned to road. If you say less than container load, it will be always assigned to modes of transportation 03. All sea, inland sea, waterways like this. Okay, and if you say loose, so this is only for air scenario. Okay, 05 is main thing which you want to assign. ULD is also for air scenarios. So here just you are saying that it is what are the mode of transportation which is relevant for this LCL, less than container scenario. You have any question here?
No, in previous, not this, in previous stage only. For the stage we are.
Okay, good. Yeah, tell me.
Here for the stage we are assigning this ship transportation type, right? So
mode of transport here.
Mode of transport. So in this case you are telling like, let's say this is 01. 01 is pre-carriage, na?
Pickup.
Pickup.
Pickup in the sense coming from the customer, customer in the sense the shipper plant till the next CFS. So where the actual ship container will be placed on.
So in the
So
fine.
there will not be air scenario because air freight cannot be carried from the pickup stage. It is only carried from the main cargo stage.
Correct, correct. This what is this default transportation model? This one.
Yeah, this is default. So that means when you use a 01, automatically road will come as a 01. So here you are defining the stage profiles. So yesterday in the configuration of your forwarding order type, I told you there is one configuration in the forwarding order type, right? So document type. So where you are saying when the moment type, when you want to determine the moment type for this, so either you can define the stage based on the moment type or based on the stage profile. So if you say stage profile, where do you configure the stage profile? The stage profile is configured here. Okay, so here you are defining the stage steps and you can assign whatever the sequence of stages you want. So here you can assign other than your 5 stages. So here you can say some different stages also. Whatever the standard is not provided, you can configure and assign as a stage profile. So this will determine your stages in the document. You understood this?
Yes, yes. So that forwarding order, step, what I can say, how it is reaching to the customer order, on which order it
Yeah,
is.
correct. So stages it has. Okay, so this is a forwarding order and next is forwarding order. So yesterday we have seen the document type and assign the item categories for the forwarding order and the freight types. So this freight types, once you are creating a forwarding order and from there you are getting a subsequent freight order. So what is the document type? So if you say whatever you assign here, that will be created by default. You know, at the time when we are actually dealing with your freight order, I will again tell you this.
This is freight agreement type, BF.
Which one? Freight order it is.
Forwarding order, BF0.
This is BF01. It's a freight order. Document type is freight order. You can see freight document types. Okay, so now so here next topic is your document flow. So here I have assigned only just I created one forwarding order, but system has automatically creating the freight order. Where is the configuration for this? So this configuration is here in this freight forwarding order type, where you are telling the system, okay, when the system as a forwarding order has to be created a freight order. So the main thing is you will be having the automatic freight unit building rule, this one, and the next one is freight unit building rule. So based on these two, the system will automatically try to create freight unit building rule. So based on this, I think we have seen ZFW, right? So this is one which will create automatically freight unit. But how the system should find out the freight unit is based on this rule. Okay, now I will show you the freight unit building rule. So the freight unit building rule will be assigned or created here in this applications. You can create here freight unit building rule. Okay, so just create the freight unit building rule. You can put Z underscore. This is what I'm creating. Okay, so this is the description I will put. FUBR is nothing but freight unit building rule. So just see here, freight unit building rule strategy. So what is this freight unit building rule strategy is? So see here, I have 5 customers. So those 5 customers has created 5 forwarding orders. But all the 5 customers, we are sending the material from the source and destination to same, but their business partners are different. So normally in the TPVS or LETRE, what will happen in this case?
In this case, different freight orders will be created.
Yeah. So if you are using the R3 or TPVS, you will be creating a different forwarding orders or different freight orders.
Yes.
Or basically the different shipments.
Yes.
But since the transportation management, the evolution of transportation management is based on the principle, so that if the source and destination are same, so even though the material composition is different, then you have to first look for a better transportation plan. So that means how many forwarding orders you have, everything has to be, you have to just see whether all those things can be consolidated into one freight unit or not. So for this, we have a freight unit building strategy. Here you say consolidation as much as possible, consolidation per item, and consolidation per request. So what does it mean? Consolidation as much as possible in the sense you have 10 forwarding orders. So you want to consolidate all the 10 forwarding orders into one freight unit. So that is consolidation as much as possible. So the next is consolidation per item. So that means within the forwarding order you have 10 forwarding orders, and each forwarding order is again having 5 line items. Okay, so that means when you are planning for the forwarding order, the system first check whether the forwarding order which was created is having the freight unit building rule or not. That is from the configuration. Then it will come and check the freight unit building rule which you opted. Okay, so whether it's a consolidated or it is a splitting or it is as much as possible. So that means it will check for that line item level. So if you have 10 forwarding orders, each contains again 5 line items. So the total number of line items will be, see there are 10 forwarding orders. Each forwarding order contains minimum 10 items. So what is the minimum number of line items? Or minimum number of freight units?
10 line items.
No. See, there are 5 forwarding orders. Each contains 10 items.
Okay.
So then what is your total number of forwarding orders with items? So that means freight units.
That will be 50 if I'm selecting per item.
Yeah, 50. Yeah, 50. So you are telling the system you can combine all the 50 into one freight unit.
I'm keeping per request.
Yeah. Or you will tell the system, okay, I want to create one freight order for one item in the request. So that means if you have 10 forwarding orders, or if you have one forwarding order with 50 line items, so then the first line item will be of one quantity. So the second freight order and the next forwarding order will be with a different number. So that means you can consolidate all the forwarding orders into one freight unit, or you can divide all the forwarding orders into one freight unit.
Okay.
So third is consolidation per request. That means irrespective of your line items, the system will create one forwarding order for one item or one forwarding order. There will be only one freight unit. Just think of the like difference between the second point and third point. Consolidation per request and consolidation per item.
Second one, if I'm having 2-3 line items in the forwarding order, then 2 freight units will be created, right? The second option.
Yeah.
In the third option, it will be like
You have 2 line items, the system will automatically send you after the contract. So that means, so for example, if I tell you like there are 5 forwarding orders and each contains 5 units. So now here, how many freight units should be created?
5, right? In the third option.
Yeah, in the third option, it will be only 5.
In the first option, it will be 1, right?
Yeah, you are correct.
In the second option, it will be 5 5 25.
Yeah, 25. Correct. So now you are just checking the system. What is the document type? Here another option is there to create a freight order. Again, we will come later here. So for example, it is incompatibility settings. So here your customer is saying you have a 5 forwarding orders, and in the each forwarding order, the last line item is a cooling material. It can be a vegetable, or it can be some kind of a vegetable. So you want to transport the material from you, say for example, Bangalore to Dubai. Not Dubai. It's something called as Saudi Arabia. But one of the customers says, okay, I have an order for FMCG materials, and I also have the order for some iron ore. Okay, so the customer incompatibility will say, okay, you just create how many forwarding orders as you wish, but whatever the forwarding order which is having the FMCG material, so it has to be automatically sent to different freight because of a requirement as a conditioner or a cooling vehicle. That is incompatibility. Okay.
While clubbing of this forwarding orders for a freight unit, this compatibility settings also will consider.
Yeah, it will consider the compatibility settings also. Then if any document or any item is having the FMCG material, but all the other items are having normal materials, durables. So then system automatically split that into a different item. So that is consolidation, your incompatibility. Equipment group will tell whether it's a container or whether parcel or something, and what is the quantity. Its equipment type is, let's say if you say container, okay, so then equipment type will be your 23 feet container or 35 feet container, like this. Now how you are planning the quantities. So here you will just say I want based on the pieces, and unit of measure is I will put as 100.
For online items, it will be the same, or
No, if you are using this is specifically for not at item level. It is specifically for at a level. Because we are saying the freight unit only at document level, right?
drop-down, what are the other options available?
Where pieces,
TUE?
net weight, gross weight, and weight. Huh?
First one.
Well, somebody has created. This is not standalone. TU is, I think, it's a transportation unit. Is something it was created. But normally it's not.
In a forward,
In the advanced settings, just you come here.
in forwarding,
Yeah.
let's say we have 3 4 line items having different units of measurement. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. During
No, it doesn't depend on the unit. No, it doesn't depend on the unit. So that's what I told you yesterday, right? It depends on the volume, weight, and
okay,
the
okay.
document type you see. Only
One option is there. Yes, 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 yes.
so now this right unit, I'll just come and go to advanced settings. So this is a document type. Any other settings if you want, you can just choose or just check this. Okay, critical quantity is pieces. I'll just say net weight. Here also will say net weight, kgs. Maybe you can just say gross weight also. Net weight we have to calculate. So gross weight would be a better option. So now assign this TM freight unit. So this is what I will just put this TM freight unit into the document. Here I will copy this. So whatever you created in the entable basic, it will be automatically reflected into the GA also. Okay. The TM freight unit, this one, right? Okay. So now what I will do is I will create a freight order. Paste the JWO. Okay, I'll just try to enter this item type. Okay, I'll just put the start location, destination location also. This is for 3100. Okay, so now I will just say currency. Okay, now just check for this inconsistency. So if it is not there, then okay, you can just save this document. Okay, so now if you come to the document flow, it might have created the for freight unit. So just click here. Now I'm going to the freight unit here. In the freight unit, you can see the freight unit rule. How the system is getting this freight unit rule. See, this is what we created, right? The same thing will be written on here. And always remember, this freight unit you cannot edit it. It will be always copied from the receiving document. Okay, and this is the freight unit rule. Okay, so here you can see the document type for the freight unit. It is showing something 1000 or something. If you see here. Yeah, type is 0001. How the system is finding this 0001? So we will see this. How the system is finding the 0001 freight unit. So this is we will see. Okay, so time being, what you can do is just you try to learn this, and the next class I will show you a consultation, all the three, whatever the strategies we have put here. Right? Those strategies I will show you. Today you just create one forwarding order and try to create this. You create a new freight unit tool and assign to the forwarding order type.
Okay.
Okay, so tomorrow I will show you the freight unit configuration and the freight unit will how the freight unit will conditions or the three strategies are working. I will show you.
Okay. Okay, fine. Bye.
Tomorrow 8 o'clock you will join at the same time. So since it's a Monday.
8 to 9, no?
8 to 9. Yeah, we can have it 8 to 9.
Sure. Sure. Bye.